280. She and I have shared many, many concerts, many experiences. One of my all-time favorite instruments, favorite guitars that I have played, and a very special one. I remember taking her on tour. I believe it was the first time. It was in Japan when I went with my son and his family, and we went on a Yamaha tour, and it was a wonderful experience. The whole thing being taken in the subway, guided by my grandson. At that time, I think he was about 9 or 8, or I don't remember how old he was, but he was a very little boy. And he took me all around Japan. I remember having to get back to the hotel earlier than anybody and taking him with me as the guy in the subway. And this guitar never, ever had to be amplified. If I play with an orchestra, they may have to amplify the orchestra, but not this guitar. And I actually am doing this video with my son sitting at the camera. So I would actually love to get him to come and tell you about the building of this guitar, because it's very, very touching and very beautiful.
The woods from this guitar came from Juris Seltens. He's the great repairman. He most famously fixed La Wonderful after being destroyed, and he's done miraculous repairs one after another. And the thing with him is, through all of his mastery, it means you'll never know he was there on all the huge projects that he's done. So he'll not get the praise that he deserves. But he was a mentor of mine. When I was starting building guitars, every time I needed help to get through, to understand what was happening or fix a problem, I would go talk to Juris, and he very graciously gave me all the time it took to talk to me and walk me through how to overcome those obstacles. My relationship with him began when I was in diapers. My dad would take me to the Blue Guitar every week for hours and hours. He would go see Juris and watch him work on whatever guitar my dad was about to tour with. And I learned so much from Juris and have been so close. Maybe 6 or 7 years ago, he retired and moved to Spain, and I was able to buy his wood collection, a collection of wood he bought in the 1960s. And this guitar has the back and sides. The rosewood is from Juris, and the top was a piece of wood that he had left in the shop. I got a phone call after he had left from DeForest, who owned the Blue Guitar, and he asked me to please come take the last of Juris's junk that he left. He had this big box of random things, and in there was a dirty, dinged up, dark piece of wood that was about 5 feet long, this wide, and it was redwood, and it looked kind of junky. But I took the stuff, I cleaned up that board, and to my shock and surprise, it was the most incredible piece of rosewood redwood that I had ever seen. This top has that. It's not book matched. It was a long piece. I cut it in half and brought that top part down and joined it. Usually a top would be a thicker piece cut in half and opened up this way. But this one was just moved down and glued together. This guitar is named Juris in his memory. I've been building now for those last 6 or 7 years. A lot of my guitars are using his wood. This one has the most spectacular piece that came out of that collection, and it's kind of fun that it didn't look like anything special until I got in there and cleaned it up. And I think this serves as a wonderful reminder about that whole relationship with Juris, and having this quality piece of wood is a kind of a reminder of his genius to me. So this guitar is named Juris.
We are about to go on a trip to Spain, and Pepe is going to be visiting Juris, And the plan is that they're going to start building a guitar together. And I'm very excited for that. As you can see, every guitar that lives with me or they represent a very happy memory, a very happy experience in my life. I don't consider myself a collector at all. And I don't think of my guitars as a collection. I think of my guitars as representing an extraordinary moment. I love the guitar deeply. So my guitars represent a life dedicated to love the guitar, to serve the guitar, to play it, to enjoy it, to express my feelings, to talk to my inner self, to talk to the higher self and to the Creator, to nature, to my family. And each one of these instruments is a moment in which I fell in love with that particular guitar. And it was a joyous occasion when that guitar and I decided to live together. So it's an incredible experience for me to sit here and reminisce and tell you all what each of those moments were. Collecting guitars to have a representation of the work of many people is wonderful, but it's not what I did. What I did was to connect with the makers. I have always admired the guitar makers. Without them, there would be no guitar players. And without the guitar players, their guitars would have no voice. So the two of us are intertwined in a continuous path to serve the guitar. And like my father said, guitarists are many, but only one guitarist plays through all of us when we are inspired and we surrender to the love and to the experience of the magic of the moment, of the process. And the guitar makers are exactly the same. So I love every one of these guitars. And I know that they have a journey and they will continue to bring happiness way after I'm gone. Just like they bring happiness to me after my father left us, after Targa left us, after so many great players left us.
Do you feel that these are yours and you own them in this life?
No. I feel that I belong to it. It's like, does the Pacific Ocean, do I own the Pacific Ocean? I enjoy it every morning when I wake up and look at it. I don't own the Alhambra, but when I wake up in Granada, I enjoy it. I am part of it, and it is part of me. So it's not, I don't feel ownership, I don't feel possessiveness, I feel attachment, I feel commitment, I feel love.